Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Alright, so that's kind of fun. 90-watt charging power supply, universal laptop charger, guaranteed compatible. Okay, well here's the thing. There's a little disclaimer to this. It's guaranteed compatible provided that the included plug, one of these 6, actually fits properly and fires up your computer. Then it's guaranteed compatible. That's about the only guarantee you're going to get. So, other than what my father always told me, the only guarantee you have in life, son, is death and taxes. They're both going to get you. Right? So, and you're going to pay a lot of taxes probably before the other. So, when it comes to laptop power supplies, of course, and these are for PCs. We're not talking about Macs today. There are varieties of choices and different price points too. Now Insignia is something that I think it's more of a house brand of Best Buy. I've had Insignia stuff. I've got Insignia stuff. I love Insignia stuff. It's far cheaper than a lot of the name brand stuff, especially when you're talking Apple like dongles and stuff. Insignia can be a lot cheaper than the Apple real one, and it works just as good. Like sometimes actually better built too. No offense, Apple, but anyhow. So, when it comes to this though, we have 90 watts of horsepower, 19 volts, 4.74 amps of power that this thing can deliver. Now, its polarization is positive on the inside and negative on the outside. Your computers generally will list that on the plug on the side for the polarities, and even sometimes the voltage, or it'll be on the back of the computer. Now I bought this thing here for my old dog from 2011. This is my Acer laptop I bought for 20 bucks at Value Village. Now the battery had a charge in it when I was looking at it there, but there was no charger to be found in sight, none since either. So obviously whoever donated this didn't give up the charger. Or they still haven't found it in the bin somewhere at Best Buy. It's been a while now. Anyways, so I'm kind of like, well, 20 bucks. And I'm talking to the wife and I'm like, I don't know, honey, I could use something a lot more portable than even carrying your old tower under my arm. And we did actually finally sell her computer. This would be better portable. You know, it's a laptop. If it plays the games that me and my buddy play, that's all I care about, right? So, you know, I don't care about anything else. So it had Windows 7, now it has Windows 10 on it. I did find the Windows 10 drivers. But getting on with this, this does not show us on the computer the voltage requirement, amperage, or polarity there. Now, on the back though, if you look under it with a magnifying glass, especially with my older eyes, and yet I have close-up glasses on, go figure, we're at 19 volts, or 19 volts and 3.42 amps. So, this little puppy, let's get the brick. We're at 19 volts, 4.74 amps. So we have extra amperage to spare. The computer is not going to draw any more amperage than what it requires. So having a higher amperage power supply is not going to harm anything. In fact, it's actually a good thing because that means that it can keep up that much more while charging the laptop and playing video games at the same time. So if it wants to surge a little bit more amperage in because it's kind of going to drop a little bit because it's charging the battery, it makes a great compensator to have that little bit of extra amperage in reserve, because an extra amp plus is a lot of amperage at your disposal. So yeah, no lag, man, when I'm charging the battery and playing games at the same time. No interference. But it doesn't show here, other than a little bar graph that has a straight bar and 3 little breakups. Well, obviously, that's polarity. There's a polarity thing there somewhere, but they don't say positive inside, negative outside, or whatever, right? But don't worry about it, because you're going to be alright. You plug it in. If it's the correct connector for your brand, it's going to work, right? Is the whole idea behind this. But there's a little tiny thing I want to point out here. We got lucky that that Acer plug actually fits this absolutely perfect. Had this been a different model year of Acer that didn't use that Acer plug, we would have had to choose one of the other plugs. And the HPs probably would have been the only other ones that may have worked. or none of them may have worked, okay? This is why we've also seen other universal chargers up there, more money too. That was like 55 bucks or something. I got a discount. The guy says, hey, I'd like 10 bucks off. Hey, I'm good for that, sure. So I basically paid about 45 bucks in tax for the charger. So I have basically about with taxes and everything between both stores and this, I've got about, what, 45, 65 in tax, about 75 bucks, let's round it off, tied up in this thing, and I think it was worth every penny, because this thing absolutely more than plays not only the game that me and my buddy play the most, it also plays Far Cry and a few other games that I did not expect that it could. So that's pretty good for an old girl. So there are other universal chargers up on the walls, even at Best Buy and wherever store you go to, that may have the exact proper plug. So just because it says Acer, it doesn't mean it's going to cover every single Acer that was ever invented, because even Acer, I can tell you right now, has changed plug styles at least 3 times over the years that I'm aware of. I've worked on a lot of computers over the years as a tech, and I've also owned a lot of computers too. And I have seen changes even with Dell. You know, there are more than 2 different Dell plugs. Same as Lenovo, same as Toshiba. So the advice that I'm going to give you is this. Number 1, that is a great power supply. I highly recommend it, especially if it's going to work for your needs. It is worth every flippin' penny, okay? So, there's no disputing that fact. It is a great power supply. It's worth the money. Blah, blah, blah. I'll give you a 4 3/4 for this experience, okay? How's that sound? That's good and fair and then some? Alright. So, but other power supplies that could cost you more than this thing, obviously, which is normally like, I think, 55 bucks, they may be the ones that you need. Specific, okay? So, you know, that's the other thing you need to look for, right? Will this work? So you need to bring your laptop into the store with you, whether you're going to Best Buy or Staples or the Source, or I don't know where you deal in this planet. I'm in Canada. Those are my basic options, right? Staples had nothing for me. The Source had a couple in stock, but the rest of them are online, so it's like online doesn't help me. In-store helps me. Best Buy has the best selection in-store. So I figured, well, we parked at Best Buy, well, let's go there first and check them out. So it's like, sorry, bud, I couldn't give you the sale this time. But my buddy had told me, bring your laptop. Make sure that it's going to fit and it's going to charge your laptop and everything will be fine, and you know, everything meets requirements for voltage and amperage. You're allowed to be over on the amperage on any power supply. That thing could have 60 amps in it. It won't hurt it. This thing only wants like, oh gosh, I got bad memory, 3.42 amps. And that thing has just under 5 amps. So even if you had 100 amps, it doesn't matter. The laptop will only draw what it needs for amperage. Just means there's lots of power performance there. It barely even breaks a sweat for temperature, because I'm not drawing all that amperage in one shot that it has. So I'm not drawing the max of it. I'm not trying to overdraw from it. I'm quite under, and it just barely breaks a sweat of being warmish, and that's it. And that's expected with anything electronic, to get at least warmish. So it does work fine, but bring your laptop with you. Go through the chargers, make sure that it's going to work. Now, when you assemble this thing, okay, with these plugs, because you get a bag full of plugs, obviously, because they show you on the box. Here's the different plugs. These things here, it doesn't look like it, but there's a little indentation in this thing, and there's a little indentation mark on the plug here, okay? And you just have to match them up. Oh, that doesn't fit. That's not going on. What's going on here? Oh, well, let's flip it around. Perfect. It fits right in. We grab our laptop, and voila. It fits there nice and snug. I can feel it click in place. You know, that's pretty stiff, you know. That's not coming out too easily. I can feel the tension on there, right? So that's good. It's a good, perfect fit. It's the right number, number 32. Okay, so according to the chart, Number 32 is Acer, and this thing's from 2011, and this thing actually works. Okay? So, I have seen chargers where they have like 2 or 3 Acers on there. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not paying $90 for a charger. I want cheaper. Give me cheaper. So the guy came up with this Insignia one. It had 1 Acer on it, right? I'm like, alright, let's give her a shot. And 10 feet of cable is both ends of each cable. So your charge end, your AC to the wall end, and your brick, you got 10 feet. If you can't do 10 feet, there's an issue. Okay? But anyhow, so it works. It's great. But I wanted to give you that little bit of extra information to just tell you, bring your laptop with you, make sure it's going to work. The only thing I want to leave you with quickly, though, is if you have a Macintosh computer, especially even an older one, we will talk about that on another video, not this, because these particular chargers do not work with Macintosh computers, okay, even the old dogs. We need to find another solution for that, and there may yet be solutions that we're going to talk about, but just not in this video. So stay tuned for the next one when we'll talk about universal power supplies for Apple and do they exist. Okay? Anyways, that sounds like a catchy title. Maybe I'll have to remember that. I'll have to write that down before I forget. Until next time though, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next one. Ciao!